Hey you guys, what is up? I just want to cover quite a common tactical combination pattern here in this quick video. I'm going to start by showing you a game that I literally just played. So the last game I played, and I thought, you know what, I've never done a video on this particular tactic. And it's one of those that if this pattern is in your head and you check for it, it can turn a game, right? But a lot of beginners just won't be looking for it, okay? I don't know if it's got an actual name, but in Chess Boot Camp we call it the Boomerang tactic. And what it means is that you look at a sequence of I take, they take, then I can take that, and they take, but without realizing that the same piece can do both captures, the piece that you thought you would recover. Anyway, let me show you. So we'll start with a real game, then I've got about 8 more examples that I've collected over time. So we have a Sicilian. It's just a 5-minute blitz. This is a warm-up game. Okay, and I'm playing the Grand Prix here. I've been toying with this wing gambit, and I do all right with it, but I feel like moving f4 is a bit more typical for my style. So anyway, so one thing you want to do very often in the Grand Prix is you're going to build this light squared pawn chain, then you're going to attack up the queen side after castles, queen e1, queen h4, and launch an attack up on the king side against the castle king, because that king is very unlikely to be going to the left. Now, with that in mind, you can have a light squared pawn chain, makes this light squared bishop a bit stupid. So what you want to do is you want to trade it off for this knight at the earliest opportunity. So now I could play bishop here now, and it has been played, but then they can swing their knight round and maybe they'll take the bishop, but maybe they won't take the bishop, who knows, So what you're waiting for is for this d-pawn to move, thereby creating a pin against the knight, and the knight is pinned and can't move. And then you can trade him off and go about your business. So I play f4. This is a waiting move. This is the signature move of the Grand Prix attack. e6 is pushed. Still no pin on here. So another, just building my position, knight to f3. Now he moves the d-pawn, and boom, out comes the bishop b5. Bishop blocks. I trade off. Thank you very much. Happy days. Recaptures with the b-pawn. Probably not the best idea, because look at this stupid bishop now. That's one dumb-ass bishop, right? If he'd have recaptured with the bishop, there's a bishop with prospects, he's attacking, anyway. So he, I think, made the wrong move there. I push d3, complete my pawn chain. He moves his knight out there, castles, queen e1, very typical idea. Bishop fianchettos, so we know what's going to happen. He's about to castle, queen h4. King there. Now I decide to push a pawn. Now this looks ridiculous because it's attacked 1, 2, 3, 4 times and defended only once. But the whole point is, it's not about the pawn, it's about this bishop. I want to release the bishop to be able to join in the fun and games. This knight may even come in and join the fun and games. He takes, I don't recapture, I come straight in with a knight, threatening mate, immediate mate on h7. h6 is forced. Right, and this is the whole point of the Grand Prix, really, in many ways. So back comes the knight, and now look, my bishop has, opportunities. So now we have 2 attackers on this pawn because I sacked that pawn, right, which wasn't an important pawn, and in fact opens up my rook. Will that prove to be useful? We don't know. So the king comes up now to defend the pawn on h6. Knight to g5, taking advantage of the fact that this pawn is pinned and can't capture. So now he's in check, now he goes back, and my knight comes back. Now my opponent, I think, blinks a bit, loses his nerve with g5. He could have gone for repetition. And I'm a pawn down, maybe I'd have gone for it, I don't know. But anyway, he pushes here, and now, key move. Bishop takes on g5. Now, if pawn takes, knight takes here, and how does black stop checkmate with queen h7? I can't see a way. Can't see a way how he would stop mate knight here doesn't work because it doesn't protect h7. The light square bishop can't do anything because his pawn's in the way, you know. So he can't take. So he comes up with an idea and he attacks my queen. Now, we have come into boomerang territory. Now, this is not the most common application of this pattern, but it's the most recent. So you can see what black is thinking here. What black is thinking is, yeah, there's a discovery against my own queen, but I'm attacking your queen. So here's how it's going to go. You take my queen, I take your queen, right? You take my knight, I take your bishop. That, or something like that's what he's thinking. But what has black missed? Black has missed a crucial detail. He's actually just hung a piece now, right? Because bishop takes queen along this diagonal, and now black has to recapture, right? That's forced. But look, pew, the bishop, like a boomerang, comes flying back and hits him on the head. He plays one more move, and then there's a fork on rook and an undefended pawn there, and black resigns. So this is the point, you know. He got to a certain point in his thinking, and he made an assumption about which piece was going to capture which piece. Okay, and he missed this. He thought we'll take here, right? And then, you know, you take my knight and rook takes, right? And he's okay here. But in the event, he lost an actual piece. So let me show you a few other examples taken from real games that I've played over the years. All right, so this is the most typical position, and it tends to be when you've got a bishop looking down at the queen, okay, and a bishop has interposed the pin on the knight, and then knight comes into attack. Now I bet you have had this position in one or two or many of your games, okay? So in this game, okay, we have, so you can see, this is what white is thinking. Okay, I can take the knight, you take, I take back, you take, okay? And that's equal, but it isn't. White takes the knight, bishop takes with tempo, because he's looking at two major pieces. But look now, the knight flies back. The knight has boomeranged from here to here and back to there, okay? And suddenly, black is down a whole piece and goes on to lose the game. All right, next one. Very similar situation here again. And, you know, this is back when I was just under 1100. Knight takes, don't. So always be aware of that move, where the piece that captures itself but captures into danger can then capture itself straight out of danger again. Okay, so that's the exact same thing. Here's another. This is more recent. So this is, I'm in the 1400s rapid. Okay, so I've just played my knight out here, and black thinks, okay, I can take this knight. Okay, which is kind of true. So right now, nothing's been captured. Black takes knight, okay? And now, I can't just take the bishop with tempo because knight comes back. And again, I've lost the piece. So I have to take the knight. But now, look, there's a barrage on this bishop. It's attacked by two pieces, defended only once, and I go down a whole piece at that point. Okay, another example. Here, black plays h6 to kick the bishop. We come in with the knight, thinking. In fact, what is he thinking here? This is a funny one. Okay. Now here, black can take the knight. Black can take the knight because again, if bishop takes, bum bum bum, and back. Also, this is not a great move, I don't think. So in the game, black takes, we take, and again, we've just lost the piece. So this, you know, this queen bishop barrage can sometimes work on the other hand as well. Right, here's another. You can see the same exact position over and over again. Always seems to be against the queen. Doesn't really work out against the king in the same way. Here, here I grab the knight, white captures, I recapture, win a piece. Simple stuff, right? Just a couple more. That castles. Here, I take the knight. Yeah, so this is just a mistake. I take the knight because I'm actually also threatening this as well. And that could have been, so I can't play it immediately, right? Can't play it immediately with a check because it's also a fork on the knight. So if I take that, knight takes knight, and nothing's gained, right? So what I do first is I remove the knight, and now knight takes bishop is on, but knight takes knight, and I don't have to recapture with the knight or the pawn. I can recapture with the bishop that I first captured with, and again, we're up a minor piece. Okay, last two examples. Here we do have a bit of a barrage pointing down at the king. Okay, so the question here is, right, can black play knight to e4? And the answer is simply no. Okay, so here I do end up simply retreating. The bishop ends up going all the way back to b8, right? Because if, and this is what you need to get thinking about, right? It looks good. I've got two attackers against this knight, yeah? It's only defended twice. So can I add another attacker? Well, no. Because if you go in there, knight takes, I take with check, knight recaptures, it's white that's up a piece. Okay, so these repeating several examples of the same thing can seem repetitive, but that's the way that you burn these patterns into your thought process. Okay, final one. Final one, this is one played by Christina, who is running our breakthrough sessions at the moment. Okay, so a similar example. Okay, so Christina plays knight to h3, obviously it's from a Vienna game, okay, attacking black's queen. Black thinks, I can meet that. Yeah, I see your queen attack and I'll match it with a queen attack of my own. But what has black missed? You guessed it, yeah? Knight takes queen, bishop takes queen, ha-ha. Knight takes back, ha-ha. Yeah? Even with check, and it's like, nope, sorry, you're down a piece. And that's how it works, guys. So watch this over a couple of times if you need to, but just always be thinking, you've got to visualize the board, okay? This looked like a good idea, but then you have to go, okay, right. Okay, so if I go d6, he takes my queen, I take his, oh no, it doesn't work. She takes my queen, I take her queen, it doesn't work, right? So it's the most basic of calculation. We're only talking 2 moves, yeah? But can make all the difference and can win or lose games. So if you're not already thinking about boomerangs, think about boomerangs. Okay, thanks for watching. See you later.